What's up, nerds? Good afternoon, good evening, good time zone to you. My name is Tyler Salt, joined here by Radical Sniper 99 in the booth for another Link to the Past Randomizer Casual Boots tournament. This time, this tiebreaker match between zeronicks and TheTommynator. Jesse, are you looking forward to this one?
I always love a good tiebreaker. Who does not enjoy knowing that your tournament life is on the line? Win and you are in, lose and it's unfortunately the end of the tournament for you.
This is nothing better than a Game 7 in sports, as there were a win-or-go-home match, and that's what we've got here today between Zero and Tommy. Casual boots, we got starting sword, we got starting boots, and we got the standard escape beginning for us. 300 rupees right off the bat.
Yeah, nice easy money to begin with. We'll see if we get anything actually of value. Nothing against 300 rupees, of course.
Makes if we give it a little bit more, you know, we might see a CAC skip to go do South Shore first, and maybe even a really quick Zora. I've heard talk of that going around. I don't have the cojones to pull it off myself.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a decision, to say the least. And,
hey, there are boots.
Yeah, what's with finding the boots early? I had the same thing in my race yesterday, but they were on Uncle, so oof.
I was about to say, I saw this yesterday too, but it was that race.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense.
So yeah, we've got a good old sub 5 or sub 6 something escape coming. Maybe we'll even get sub 5. Maybe we'll find a mirror.
Oh man, love finding the mirror.
The dream.
The dream is great. Right in Zelda Cell, you know, that's always fun. So, it's been fun seeing as we get a French vanilla boomerang here in Escape. Fun seeing the escape sequence again after last year's main tournament. I gotta say, I'm starting to miss the what weapon are we gonna get off of Uncle, but can't complain about having a sword.
Yeah, there's definitely would be nice to have some of those, but for main we had Ambrosia, and now for this we got Kaz boots, so a lot of sword love here.
Who doesn't love a sword? As we get the single arrow right away, love it. Now we can kill Ganon.
Right. That's the thing. Like with the standard escape, you know, I was looking at the times, because there was a lot of talk about, you know, is open hard from this year better than stand hard last year? Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is that actually times were even faster last year with stand hard.
Oh no, Zero.
Nick, buddy.
Oh no. I mean, I've done that way more times than I care to admit. Not fatal, you know, like it's a decent time loss, but the trouble with that is then now you just have to start thinking, all right, what do I have to skip now? Because that's just straight up like a minute and a half that you're down at that point. Now what am I skipping? You know, and that's a difficult place to be. It's a difficult place to be right off the bat.
Exactly. But yeah, looking at those times from last year, you know, seeds are seeds, so it's always hard to guess. But standard start actually was on par with the open time, even with the extra stuff that you had to do in the standard start seeds. And it really just comes down to the fact that a standard start assures you something of value.
Exactly, right, and almost everything that it can give you, aside from the Cane of Burna, is gonna be required in most seeds.
Exactly.
So makes a lot of sense. Zero
yeah,
wisely.
Yeah, please, Nick, go with at least one pot strat.
Yeah, that's what I go through. The 1 pot and 4 slashes is only like a little bit slower than 8 slashes and way faster. Oh, look at that boomerang.
Yeah, nice boomerang. Yeah, I think it was on the rebound there. Yeah, the big question, you know, of whether or not you really play to make any skips here becomes, you know, how comfortable are you with thinking, I need to? I will say that's a nice stun prize.
Oh, what was it? I was looking away.
20 rupees.
20 rupees. Oh, all right. That's spicy.
But yeah, the question for Nick can turn into, you know, how do you feel in terms of your execution versus Tommynator? You know, do you think you can just make this up on execution alone, or do you really think you need to make those kinds of calls? So, like, looking at their history, like,
they did split in the group,
right?
Looks like we got a shield here in the back of escape. Nothing to write home about.
I will say, I've got to make a case here, and this is my own personal gripe. Do you ever realize that Uncle's shorting us in Rando?
Why is that?
In NMG, he gives you 2.
Oh, because he gives you the sword and the shield. That's
exactly.
True. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Someone get Vitor. All right, we got 2 crystals in the light world at Desert and Hera, a vanilla green pendant over at Eastern Palace. What's your opinion on Eastern Palace? The most divisive palace in the game.
At this point, like, I think because it's a pendant, I'm less worried about it. But I think either way, you're waiting until it's one of your last resort. Like, I think what you have to do in this case is say, you know, maybe I'm going to check this out, but let me do South Shore. Let me do, you know, if I get a glove, maybe I head up to the mountain even real quick. And if I'm starting to run out, then we look. With the fact that we've got easy money, and I don't know how much either of them is paying attention to that, but nice bush crab. You know, as soon as you find that, like, if Nick remembers, hey, your stun prize is the 20 rupee, like, oh, and Nick's gonna go with the cack skip.
All right. Spicy off the bat. We're gonna have to ask him after the race if he was planning on doing this the whole time, or if this is because he dropped to the ball and chain guard. I did not see what was on Lumberjack from Tommy. He did a quick look, but I was looking at Zero screen. So we get early blue mail in the forest drop down. Looks like $50 on LJ is what Chad is doing.
Yeah, hopefully Nick is, like, if Nick is thinking about turning this into a Zora with Mini Molder in play, hopefully he is also paying attention to that money situation. Like, there's enough enemies to stun on the way that he could easily get his money where he needs it.
Did he check the stun prizes? We get a Cane of Samaria from the dam. Nice to have. Nothing opening up from that right away, but definitely nice to have. Has he checked the stun prize yet?
He should have seen it. He did get a stun kill.
There's a glove in Blind's Hut for Tommy, along with a bow. All right, Eastern now intensifying a little bit. Armos not, the bow only locks Armos Knights in Eastern Palace, so without a fire source, that's not going to be in logic anyway. Bow tends to be more important for pod logic than Eastern logic, but definitely makes you a little suspicious.
I like those poke dash.
Yeah, that was a good strat.
Yeah.
Yeah. On 3 hearts and nothing but a fighter sword, those guys can be surprisingly skittish and difficult to do, but nothing behind them, unfortunately. Oh, and there's the flute in CAC.
And unfortunately, that just kind of negates any real advantage that Nick could find. Like, even if Nick finds a bottle anywhere, like, the flute just makes everything easier for Tommy here.
Yep. We also saw a cape in the well. So that really, you want to talk about Aga seeds in casual boots, right? All we need is a lamp now, and Aga's in logic.
And Nick's not even going for the water walk. This is very interesting. I'm really thinking we saw something like kind of click or, you know, perturb him on that one.
Yeah, it definitely seems odd. If you're going to commit to that, go whole hog. But at least he's not going to be losing as much time, right? He's going to get that flute sooner rather than later at this point.
But, you know, you're talking about the Aga play. Or the Aga possibility. I'll be honest, I am of the opinion that I feel like the game, if it's really Aga required, gives you more than you need. And there's the bottle in CAC.
Oh, vanilla bottle? Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the number of seeds that I see... a second bow already. All right. The number of seeds that I see that early on give you both a Master Sword and a cape, I feel like I see that a bunch. So I totally know what you mean in terms of an Aga seed or the game giving you more than what you need. So Tommy's going to be giving us some new information here. Looking at the race game as zeronicks makes his way through Lost Woods. Looks like just a piece of heart on race game, so we'll see where Tommy is headed next. And he's going to be tracing Zero's steps down here to the South Shore. We'll see whether he lifts up the rock or farms a little bit of money to get closer to Zora here. Yeah, you got to remember to flute to 7 instead of a save and quit. Got to remember that you have that flute when you find it. Give you a recap of what went on in Group Q. Tenet went 6-0 in the group and is advancing. Tommy and Zero, of course, here in this tiebreaker match, both went 3-3. And Yurok unfortunately went 0-6 in this race. And Yurok's a good player, so you can tell the quality of the runners in this group and really in the tournament overall. An extremely talented group of 128 runners, and there are going to be a bunch of really, really good rando players not making it out of groups here, including one of these two players before you. Zero getting the bad news about the flute here. And looks like Tommy is slinging that boom around, so is gonna does have a Zora trip on his mind, taking advantage of that 20 rupee stun prize. Will most likely be setting up a water walk.
Yeah, especially given the fact that we know Zora's in logic here. You know,
yeah,
with the early glove.
Do you go to Hobo here?
Not without a pearl.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
If I had pearl, I'd probably go for it, thinking, you know, I'll still have the ability to get waterfall, but minus a pearl, I don't want to touch that spot. And that, like, you could make an argument for going to Zora and trying to preserve your water walk, where you go in the waterfall. I'm surprised Nick didn't pick up those bombs, only at 2. But yeah, like, you could
gotta save the frames, I guess.
Yeah. Like, you could make the argument that you go here to the Zora waterfall or you know, check Zora, and then when you're done, you could make the play that you don't pick up the item from Zora and run back.
Yeah.
For Hobo, but like, I don't even love it. And given the fact that we've got the arrows and the bombs, like, if you
So that's unfortunate. It's going to take some time away from Tommy losing that water walk. Still will be able to get the Zora item, but will have to go the long way.
But yeah, I mean, with that bow and bomb that we have, like, if you really wanted the hobo check, you could go with Splash Deletion.
Yep.
So not a terrible time to get back to that check if you're really hoping for it.
All right. All right, Zero's headed to Eastern Palace here with those silver arrows. Skipping out on Zora for now, and it is going to pay off. Nothing up here from the fish or from the Waterfall Ferry.
Now, I will say I disagree with Nick's routing here. I think Eastern's the right play, but I think you do Eastern first here. You have the glove, and knowing that Eastern's your green pendant, I think you're doing Eastern in to Saha.
That's a great point, and I agree. There's our Moon Pearl in Saha's closet. Now, Aga looking a little bit more interesting here. You know, it's not a big time difference. You know, it's going to be 10 seconds or so to come out of Eastern and hop down to get to Saha. But I agree. If you're thinking you're going to beat Eastern Palace anyway, and get that green pendant, then do it first and then go to Saha later.
Yeah, like I don't think at this point you're diving Eastern. Like even if I got mitts or hammer in the first chest, I just don't see a world where you leave. Like, you've got silver arrows. This whole dungeon's going to be roughly a joke. So, like, what causes you to bail?
Yeah, the only other thing is, like, what if you go to Saha first, right? Because Armos is out of logic, so remember, like, what if we go to Saha first, and instead of the Moon Pearl, we get the mirror, right? Or the hook shot. That gets us to more value up the mountain. It's Tommy heading into Saha first as well. But yeah, I think that there's not much that could make you bail out of Eastern at this point.
Right.
Like the answer is either here or Agena.
Yeah, what you're suggesting is almost like the hype cave of Saha closets.
So the idea of being like, go to Hype Cave, if you get like the hammer or something, go to Pod. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, like, for Saha's closet to stop me from going into Eastern at this point, like, I would have needed the rest of Dark World or a lot. Like, ooh.
Oh, Nick just thought about it there for a second.
Yep. So, and that's the thing, like, if that was his plan, then that's where you make that decision. Like, but him deciding to continue tells me, you know, his thought was green pendant all the way, and that's why I would say, like, you got to do Saha first or last.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the funny part is we almost have ability to really go after Meyer, give us fire on a medallion.
Boy. Yeah.
Luckily, we have silvers, so that it gets an easy.
Yeah, that's a lighter lift there.
Yeah.
We're going to get a vanilla big key here, I believe. Zero pulling out the cape in this room. Love the cape in this room. That damage boost is trickier than it looks, as someone who's been working on his NMG run for a little while.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. You know, I think at this point I'm pretty consistent at it, but I remember the days where I was like, I know how to do this. I can do it. And then you have that run every so often. Oh.
There's a book, and Zero is out.
I am still surprised. Like, you put in all that effort, and I think, didn't we get a map and a compass?
To tell you the truth, I am not sure. Tommy out after the mitts, though. So that book now going to be extremely interesting.
And that's the hard part here is, you know, both runners, as we see, we got Pendant Skull and Pendant TR with a red crystal at Thieves and Meyer.
If that book is required, that's real bad news for Tommy.
Yeah. Well, and here's the hard part. Like, I don't know how their first 2 races went. All I can go off of is what I'm seeing already in this race. And like, you know, I've played, you know, this game with Nick for a while. Was a league teammate of mine a couple years ago, and like, I know his play a little bit. I don't know Tommy real well. You know, I take a look at like,
Zero, you've got the cane.
no magic.
Oh, there's some magic though.
Yeah. You know, it does Tommy feel he needs to make a couple of skips here. Like,
yeah, that's possible. Yeah.
Just looking at the race room, I see there's a little bit of a gap between the 2 runners. Nick,
yeah, to the extent that race time points mean anything, but yeah, I mean, they don't mean nothing.
Why not take the death there? Oh, never mind. I know why we didn't take a death.
Oh, because we've got a fairy in a bottle?
Yeah, we got a fairy in a bottle.
Yeah.
I also thought we were gonna see Nick try to get the full magic refill out of the bombable wall.
Yeah, he definitely thought about it. He had the bombs up for a second. Both our runners, early Skull Woods gang, folks, which I appreciate as another member of that gang. We'll see if it pays off today. Zero with an unfortunate wall master there. That can happen if you go too fast in that room.
Yeah, at this point, without an easy, you know, decision to be made, like, oh, I can beat thieves, but no hammer. I can, you know, get around the world a bit. Like, we don't have a lot of great access for things.
Yeah, it makes sense to, and with Mitz as your Dark World access, it makes sense to start here. There's 20 rupees.
I will say there's a couple of Nick, you don't have a key, buddy. There are a couple things, like, did either of our runners do King's Tomb?
No, that's a good point. Neither of them did King's Tomb. They both fluted right to 3.
Yeah, neither runner also checked Meyer area. Like, I think those 2 spots especially are kind of like missed opportunities at this point.
Yeah. Especially knowing Meyer is a crystal, maybe you're hoping to put it off until you've got mirror or a medallion or something like that, knowing that you're one of those things away, and I guess a fire source away from beating Meyer. But you know, it's not like Meyer is a long time, you know.
Yeah, and I really like this play from Tommy. At least checking the ledge. You've got tape. You've got to do that. It's nothing this time. So like, Nick is dodging bullets without knowing he's dodging bullets. Right now.
That's a good way to put it. Right? He's clearly making some smaller skips because I think he took that.
I don't know if he's making skips so much as I think he's flustered right now. Like, I think.
You think?
I think that death and escape has put him a little on edge.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it's a question of whether it's intentional or not, right? Is it am I skipping little things because I'm trying to make up a minute or something like that, or am I tilted? As unfortunately misses the bomb throw. Maybe that's giving us a little bit of a understanding. Because fortunately, there are 3 bombs in there. Like, why is he skipping small things to try to make up the time that he's lost, or is he not thinking clearly because he's stressed because of the time that he lost?
That is, you know, I don't like seeing that key if I'm hammerless in here.
Oh yikes! Yeah.
Like, that kind of sends me, like, I know that means logically I can kill blind. I'm still like, that also means I feel more likely than not there's an item in the big chest.
Yeah, I'm sort of the opinion that I just do it anyway. You know, it's just like, it's ooh, there's an ice rod. Especially at this point where, well, you know, it's like our Dark World access was Mitts, right? Maybe you skip out on the back of Thieves Town, go do the South Dark World checks, hoping that you get the hammer. If not, you just come right back here.
And that's
you
roughly the route I would be taking in this is, maybe check the front four, bail, find, let me go do dig game. I'll pick up Jeremiah and I'll do like a loop. End at Hype Cave or Catfish, depending on if I find any way to get to Catfish. And then I'll just come back for this. Second trip in, I'll make the call. Because I've done about as much as I can. And
looks like we are getting the divergence here. Tommy is doing a death dwarf, remembering that he has a fairy, releasing it, and finishing the death here. He is going to keep heading around the dark world. And Zero, on the other hand, is going to head up here. Got some bombs under these pots, don't worry.
So there's our second item out of Thieves.
The only raid, there are lots of ways there are lots of things that can be in the big chest that can burn you if you come in here and you skip it. And there's really only one way for skipping the back of Thieves Town or delaying it can burn you, and that's if the hammer is here or whatever leads to the hammer is here.
Or the hammer can just be a dig game.
Oh, was the hammer a dig game?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
just dug up a hammer.
Well, there you go. And he's going to run back in and finish Thieves Town. That's going to feel bad for Zero. That's like the worst possible outcome.
So there's item number 3 out of blind cell. The
50-50
question is,
shot.
Yeah, 50-50 now. And the funny thing is there's plenty of items here that could we could be looking at a fire rodless seed here.
Yep.
So even if it's a fire rod, this might not burn Nick terribly. Man, I didn't even try for that one.
Oh no, Nick takes a hit. Gonna have to dodge the bullets here. Oof.
Oh. And unfortunately, that kind of just goes back to not picking up the magic. Oh, we still do have
that fairy. We still do have that fairy, though.
That's why we talk about these little things like that knowledge of where's the full magic decanter, where are the hearts, where are the bombs, and we have an item in the big chest.
Now, if you're Zero, you find that hammer, you're not going back, right?
Nope.
You're just that doesn't.
You have resigned yourself to that.
That's
a
that's
win
a
or
last
lose
location.
Condition.
Yep. Tommy with some good knowledge, picking up some magic there in the attic room.
This time, Nick not taking any chances. He will need some more bombs. Luckily, this brewery was a bomb pack of 3, so kind of does bail him a little bit, and that's early. Yep, Tommy though recognizing it, very nice,
and being real careful in this room, and unfortunately takes a hit. Those guys do 2 hearts. 1 heart. He's got blue mail, but still they hit like a Mack truck. That is about as big of a time loss as you can get in Thieves Town, unfortunately.
Yep. Yeah, if he had at least gotten the bomb on the ceiling or on the attic, he wouldn't have to head back there, but we still have to go back to bomb it.
Does that balance out with the ball and chain guard? Pretty close.
I would say yes. I think that is a balance. That's the thing. If we had just gotten that attic bomb done, it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Right. But now it adds a couple extra rooms onto it. Zero picks up the smith and is going to check hammer pegs here before continuing on.
Yeah, I like this play. If this is your mirror, then you can easily just route in the rest of this.
Yeah.
The one thing this is saying is he's saying I am not heading to pod until I've turned in Jeremiah.
Yeah.
That, or he's willing to sacrifice Jeremiah to the monk.
Tommy waiting a little bit longer on that dash to get out of there. Fool me once, shame on me.
Yeah, like I'll be very curious if we find a lamp or a fire rod here along this path that Nick's on, if he decides to just say, I'm not worried about Jeremiah, and let's head straight for pod anyway.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting decision. You can only have one follower at a time, so if you pick up Kiki outside pod, Smith Frog will go away. So it will be interesting to see if that occurs, what he decides. With the flute, I think probably you just save and quit and go turn in the Smith and then flute right back over to pod, you know?
Yeah, no, that's a fair way to look at it.
All right, moment of truth here, zeronicks here as Tommy is headed to the Thieves Town Big Chest where there is an item. There's our powder and bombos in Hype Cave. What, Tommy? Did Tommy miscount items? Tommy, or did we miscount items? We miscounted items. There's nothing in the Thieves Town Big Chest because Tommy just did a menu check and does not have the map or the compass. So Zero dodges a bullet there. So all that talk from a couple minutes ago, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter in the slightest. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Hammerless Thieves Town, never punished.
Exactly. Except all the times in that one qualifier you run where you
Yep.
out and that was your flippers or your cane or your flute.
Pretty sure that's how I got knocked out of last year's Challenge Cup was Thieves Town Big Chest. So yeah. Zero continuing this Smith chain nonsense here with Magic Bat with that powder he got in Hype Cave. 300 rupees. Now what? We're running out of spots here. I guess pod is the next play. We don't have a light source, so you know it does like we can full clear. It's not logic, but that seems like the densest location that we've got left.
Yeah, and if you're comfortable with, you know, possibly, and I think he is, you know, if you're comfortable using bombos as kind of like your explosive force to deal with some of this, then you're fine. Like, this isn't a bad dungeon. You know, the hardest room is going to be that Dark Turtles, and you, as long as you can like listen in close to make sure you flip the turtles,
right?
You flip them, you bombo some, you're good.
And you can like kind of hold on. You can like hesitate and get most of them with one first hit if you're on top of things.
Yeah. There's a lot, you know. If you watch even like, you know, learn the NMG strat for that room, and what you'll find is like getting the 6 turtles flipped up is very much a consistent movement. And so, like, even if you're uncomfortable with getting the kills after flipping them in the dark, you can easily get the 6 flipped and then just bombos them for the kill.
We do have a bow-locked pod with the big chest, or the big key in the first chest. Tommy is also headed to pod, gonna run over there.
Yeah, Tommy's skipping out on the Smith. Although, it looks like he's actually gonna go with Pyramid and possibly Catfish.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. With the flute, I don't hate this play, right? These are Pyramid Ledge happens to be my least favorite check in the game. That's why I don't mind Agaseeds, because I know in an Agaseed I'm going to be able to look at this in a way that is nice. I hate looking for this, or finding a way to loop this check in, as we see a bottle there. So nothing that we really need here. So, but with the flute, you know, it makes sense that maybe you do this, you run up to Catfish, then again just a quick save and quit and run over to pod that way.
By the way, if this is two small keys on this right side play, I think you go straight to Helma here.
I agree. But we have the
And
flippers.
it's not. So you do not. Because you do not want to have to go right side a second time.
Correct.
But even still, like, I think you grab this key, and then I might just go straight to Helmet anyway, because realistically, you
don't want to deal with a
weight.
death warp.
Yeah.
Especially in the dark, that could be trickier. And you don't have the mirror, right? So beating Helma is a free mirror back to the rest of the dungeon. Here's Catfish from Tommy. It is just bombs, so neither Pyramid Ledge nor Catfish paying off for him today.
Yeah, like, there's two ways I think you go at this. Either you're beating Helma here, and just saving and quitting from the dark maze when you're done.
Right.
Or I think you hammer jump here. If you don't hammer jump here,
yeah.
I think it's a wasted opportunity for time.
Yeah, and we don't say that very often in non-key sanity seats. Oh, there's the mirror. Bailed out.
Nick, this isn't how this works here, buddy.
Tommy headed over to the Meyer area, so we're going to see that Meyer is Bombos. Oh, interesting. Zero is going to hammer jump now. Perhaps he's more comfortable getting through in the dark from the back.
Yeah, very common play, just because of, you know, cross keys. I do know Nick does enjoy cross keys, so definitely see this kind of direction a lot.
And I think we've got one item left, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that we've got the map. Oh, I did not know that there was a fairy in that tree by Pod there. All right, so we do have an item on Helma.
Interesting thing here is, you know, we were talking about earlier about the that book. Now it really just comes down to whether or not Bombos or Ether Tablet matters.
Yeah, that's true, because now with that mirror, we do have desert access via the flute. All right, Dark Turtles from Zero. Yeah, I don't remember where the bug net was. I do remember getting it, but I could not tell you where it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure myself either.
All right, so if you were hoping to watch Zero do Dark Turtles, I don't know why you were hoping that, because it is in the dark. It's in the name. It's William Tell over here taking 3 shots to hit that crystal switch. Nick, just use Bombos. Just use Bombos.
Yeah, if we had a better sword, I'd really be like, yeah, no, this is great. But, like, you're kind of just pounding away in the dark, hoping to hit it with either the hammer or getting a spin, and it's not worth the time.
No. Or the health, for that matter.
Yeah.
But gets through it on a blue mail, so Helma's not quite as scary. "17 hammer hits the face, breaks the mask. A silver arrow to the forehead takes down King Helmsaur." Probably less worried about the health with knowing that you have those silver arrows in your pocket. And down goes King Helma for crystal number 2, the 40-minute mark for zeronicks. I'm a little surprised neither runner has run up and has fluted up to rescue the old man. If for nothing else than the flute spot. But Zero's headed up there next. Going to go up to with the mirror and the hammer. Has all of Death Mountain up to him.
Yeah, I can't see that not being your play here. Way too much access and all of it in logic right now.
Oh, this is reasonable too, but it's tough because you know you can't beat Desert, right? With no fire source. You know, getting the information here that Bombos is required. You're able to check the Desert Ledge. You're able to pop into Desert. Maybe you get the fire source in there. Maybe not. With the mirror, you can do Checkerboard Cave, but it seems like a little too cute to not just go to the mountain.
Interesting moment there with Tommy trying to decide how to play this pod, I guess.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out whether he should, maybe was trying to count keys. I gotta say, I haven't been paying very close attention to his routing through pod, but
yeah, I think he just got confused on the number of keys.
Yeah, he realized that he hadn't gotten either of those keys in that front room, and had to think about it for a second. It's like, wait a minute, where's the key that I need for Helma? But he got it. Zero, meanwhile, picked up a Master Sword in Checkerboard Cave, which is nice, and we have a big key already in Desert.
Yeah, just clearing the front of Desert Palace isn't too bad of an idea here. You know, worst case, you're gonna have to do the front at some point. So,
right. And hey, maybe you find the fire rod or the lamp in here, and you can take down Landmo and then head up to Death Mountain, knowing that you can take care of Hera.
Exactly.
All right, we'll see how Tommy handles the Dark Turtle room.
But the bigger thing here is, like, you know, if you find a hook shot, like, we can stay off the mountain even longer because we've got all the tools then to beat Swamp Palace.
That's a good point. We do have the flippers. The tracker's being a little uncooperative today, but we did find the flippers in Palace of Darkness. All right, I believe that is one item, as Tommy did use Bombos in Dark Turtles, and made quick work of it. Oh, Nick's headed to Ice Palace. Yep. Picks up a blue potion and headed straight to a full clearable Ice Palace with that Bombos medallion.
Yeah, no, that's a great play. I mean, at this point, feeling comfortable, I'm sure, with this play. We'll see if I was gonna say, are you gonna check Hobo before going in? But apparently not. I don't know, I could make the argument that you check it, because even a sword here would make hold stare a lot smoother.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're feeling a little antsy about some of your execution today, like, it can really help.
That is true.
But meanwhile, Tommy does also get another crystal down.
That is 2 for Tommy, having cleared Pod and Thieves at this point. Tommy, on the other hand, headed to the mountain. So we're getting a little divergence here. So we get the big key from Zero.
So nothing yet on either of these plays. I think the main reason I want Nick to go up the mountain is just because I want to know what's on in the tablet.
Oh, that's a good point, right? We still have that book that Zero got still out of logic from the Eastern Palace Big Key chest. Nothing so far in Ice Palace, nothing but keys. Just a piece of heart up in Spectacle Rock. The Bonk Boast play here. Tommy is going to do Spike Cave before heading over to Hera.
Very interesting decision.
But not one that's going to pay off. Thinking about running back out. I see.
If we're running back out, I'm surprised we didn't set up for a spin speed, but then part of me also, I don't think we've seen Tommy go for spin speed at all.
This is going to be close. Yeah, no, it wasn't going to make it.
And unfortunately, that just means no magic at all. Oh, but a fairy, of course.
Yeah, but no magic doesn't really help us, or doesn't really hurt us at this point, right? Because it's not like we have a fire source for Hera anyway. There's a spin speed from Tommy.
I was mistaken.
All right, we'll see if Hera is beatable. Do we have a big key down here? We do. So we can get the crystal out of here at the very least.
Have to assume we're going to see a powder real quick here from Nick.
2 of them, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I did not catch what was in that first chest of, or the first chest of Hera there, whether it was an item or not. But it wasn't the small key, I can tell you that.
Nice mix so far of the Master Sword and the Hammer here.
Yeah, that's really nice. This is this is not the hardest Cold Stare fight that you'll encounter, but Blue Mail helps. Can take 4 hits, 3 hits, and then the 4th one will kill you. Better be careful here. Does have a blue. Oh, and the double kill there, and
Really nice.
really nice kill. Just 5 rupees, but we do get a crystal out of Ice Palace.
So Nick is going to take a slight lead here on the crystal count, but Tommy not far behind on what will be his 3rd crystal as well.
And there it is. Zero fluting and mirroring and fluting. Still not interested in those flippers checks. I may be just saying, you know what? I didn't do the fake flipper. I'm out on these checks. Reasonable, I suppose. Just like I'm going to skip these. They're time consuming. It's only 5 items. Looks like there was nothing of note in Hera that we had access to, at least. And it looks like, and in fact, we didn't have the small key at the end, so the small key is locked in the basement, which you'd love to see.
I thought we got the small key off of Moldorm there.
Moldorm had had 5 rupees.
Oh. I don't know why I thought I saw that.
All right, Tommy continuing on. Nothing down here on Spiral Cave. Oh, did Cold Stare have 5 rupees? Is that why I'm getting confused? I think that's why I'm getting confused.
Ah, okay.
It was that Cold Stare had the 5 rupees and Moldorm had the key, so. All right, big moment here for the Book of Medora on Zero's side. Ether Tablet has a bottle.
And there's our fire rod over in Paradox 2.
Do you come over here and come back and do Hera Basement when you're done with all of this?
I wouldn't want to.
Oh no! I mean, nobody would want to. You know, it's just whether you feel obligated
at this
to.
Point, you feel like you have to just go and hope that you're okay. Like, what are we missing? We're missing a fire rod for go. Or I mean, sorry, a hook shot.
Hook shot for go. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're not doing. Yeah.
And I think what also influences your decision not to go back for Hera Basement is at least you had a mirror. Like, if I didn't have the mirror, maybe I'm thinking, like, okay, it's going to be terrible to get back to that check. I might hit it. But at this point, you know, you've got the mirror. If I really need to do Hera Basement for it, we can wait.
Yeah, Tommy's still got to do ice with the fire rod. You've got Misery Mire fully clearable. Got to do it in the dark, but, you know, you can do that. Desert is full clearable now. So I can understand wanting to leave that check behind.
And here's the thing, like for Nick at this point, I think we got both items out of Desert.
I believe that's the case. Or maybe there was just one. I don't remember one. Oh, there's TR is Bombos. TR, full clearable, pendant TR.
Yeah, I'm going to be curious to see how each of them play this scenario. So, like, Nick is going to get Fire Rod, and hopefully will recognize that, you know, he is a hookshot from go. You know, Tommy's in a similar scenario. Does Okay, so Tommy's out of Hookshot Cave. You know, just...
And knowing you're a hookshot from go, right, means that it's not like... I know Zero can hover, I know. I don't know that he's super consistent at it, but he can do it. But you're not going to hover Hookshot Cave in this situation.
I wouldn't think so. Maybe you do it in the hopes of finding a sword. Like, a third sword would be nice.
Yeah.
But Tommy heading back for Hera Basement here.
Could Hookshot be on pedestal? I don't see any reason Hookshot couldn't be on pedestal. We need to find a lamp first, but...
Yeah, I mean, the only dungeon that was really... Yeah, lamp does lock ped. Just for, oh, actually, it locks Eastern NTR.
Yeah, so... But as soon as we find a lamp, ped's in logic, so... Tommy is gonna, has gone back to do Hera Basement here, leaving no tile unturned. Being very thorough up here on the mountain. Just a heart container. And the flute is out. I would imagine this is going to be Hera and Desert. Yes. Hesitates there. Thought about hopping down. Is not going to have spooky action armed here. So we'll do Desert. Oh,
I don't know about you, Tyler Salt, but
yeah,
how's your dark spooky?
Oh, it's bad. You know, but like you could get the third one, if nothing else. Tommy's not gonna turn his nose up at this sword, for
Not
sure.
at all.
All right, this is Pendant TR feels like the make or break play here, right? If you dive in there and the hook shot's in there, you're golden. If you dive in there and there's nothing, you have to feel pretty bad.
Well, and I don't know really at this point. Like, you look at the situation, it's 4 crystals to 3. Ice is not a slow clear, but it is what it is. Nick's already done the bulk of Desert. Just has to go beat Landmo.
And now Hera's full clear, or excuse me, Meyer is full clearable. I think you probably with a couple crystals out there that you can beat, I think you probably go there first and just eat the second mountain climb if you end up having to.
Well, and I might make the opposite argument here because we got no items left in Desert for Nick.
That's true.
We got 2 items in Meyer, and partly out of logic, you know, maybe you're thinking I beat that and then I do Pyramid Fairy right afterwards.
Mm-hmm. But you're not going to. You're doing Pendant TR before you do Hookless Swamp for sure.
Yeah. So that's
a good point.
It's a thought to maybe dip. Like I'm a firm believer in the, you know, always be clearing Crystal Dungeon kind of thing, you know, EBCD, but there's some logic to if Nick does make this call, and it looks like he might be.
Yeah, he is going in there. 1 item from go mode, you know, this way you can potentially go mode Swamp Palace, you can potentially go mode Misery Mire. I don't hate this. I don't know that I never feel good about coming in here and it's a pendant, but I don't hate it in this situation. I think you've convinced me.
Yeah, the hardest part is just, you know, how much other things we have left.
Right. And it's really, I mean, what do we have left? We've got a graveyard ledge, which we have not seen. We've got, I think there's 1 item in Skull Woods, in the back of Skull Woods left. That's, Zero unfortunately takes another little mini spin. He should be fine on time though. We got 2 items in Meyer, maybe only 1 of them in Logic. and we've got Hookless Swamp, Pyramid Fairy eventually. You know, so a lot of bad options. So this is TR definitely the densest location left.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it just takes a while for it to pay out at all.
Right, yeah, because you get all these keys in the front. And, you know, though, like, without the lamp, Laser Bridge not in logic, right? So, like, I can see thinking, it's like, well, how many items are there really going to be? Like, a maximum...
Well, I think at this point, you're playing that you don't care. Like,
you don't care, yeah, that's true.
I don't think so, like...
Lamp's probably somewhere dumb, so...
Yeah, watch, you know, it's in.
Or it could be right here, you know?
Yeah.
Well, not right there.
You really tried. You were hoping
I did try.
You were hoping for that Warlock moment. I know. But Tommy's gonna head into Misery Mire. So new information on both runner sides here, as we are tied up 4 crystals apiece.
Yeah, here we are at the 1 hour mark. Let's do a little bit of a reset. Welcome to SpeedGaming Prime for this Link to the Past Randomizer Casual Boots Tournament tiebreaker race in Group Q between zeronicks on the left side of your screen and TheTommynator on the right side of your screen. My name is Tyler Salt. I am here with Radical Sniper 99, and we got Professor Renderer hitting buttons on the back end. Winner advances to brackets. Losers tournament is done. We've got 4 crystals apiece, and we are in hook go mode at this point.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how Tommy copes with this dark mire situation. As I said, I'm not too familiar with his own comfort here, so
yeah,
it's going to be an important moment for him.
Zero gonna do this correct. Yes. Whoa. All right, game. All right.
On the mushroom, clearly.
Yes, clearly. Well, we know where Zero's headed next if Hookshot isn't in here.
And I love that you refer to it as correct order.
Yeah,
that's a great one.
Yeah, this is the way to do it. You know, you're 1 item from go mode. If it's in the big chest, you just go and you get to skip Mimic Cave. So far, nothing in Misery Mire. Tommy checking the lobby chest before either of these firelock chests, though.
Now, this check for Nick can be an item.
Oof.
Unfortunately, yeah, not getting the iframes there.
Yeah, I think that if you were going to miss that Samaria shot, I think you have to like take a breath and do it again. Not a huge time loss.
No, we at least have that middle door.
Better strategy. Use the OK boomerang.
Why is it only okay?
It used to be bad, and then Splash Delete came around, and we could use it for Ancilla, so it got upgraded to OK.
But it's
my favorite boomerang.
It's better than blue.
I agree. It's also an OK boomer joke.
Oh, okay.
So I'm full of jokes.
I couldn't have told. No way. I am sure.
I had to be full of something. So jokes figured out that was going to be the best thing to be full of. So. All right, we're coming down to it here, guys, friends.
I was about to say, did Nick get a little lost there in the dark? But he's
maybe a little bit.
Out.
There's bottle
Okay.
number 3.
Gonna take that safety door. Really like that.
Yep. Yep, that's the right call here. So far, 1 item in Mire, or 2 items. 2 items. Well, no, 1 item. I don't know. I haven't been. There was a bottle in the big chest. He's got a lot of keys, so.
There's our key for Trinex.
French vanilla mirror, French vanilla shield there.
And $20. So Nick is gonna go for Trinex.
I mean, you have to at this point.
Yeah, you've spent the time.
And it's a hammer Trinex fight, which is no fun.
I mean, you could live without doing the hammer Trinex here. You got half magic, so
That's true. You could just swing the Master Sword. So what is it? 9 hits with a Master Sword, or 8 per
8.
head? 8. But Zero is going with the hammer strats. If you're quick, you can get 3 hits in per cycle. And if you are, unfortunately, he was not quick enough there with the menu. If you're quick enough with the menu, you can menu back to Fire Rod before those explosions start and lock your menu. Ped has not been read. We don't know what's on Ped. Still very much alive. It's not in logic yet without the lamp. Zero, please be careful. Zero. Just use the potion, man. Just do it.
can't menu during the explosions, unfortunately.
No, I know. Okay, he's gonna do it now. All right, he's gonna do it now.
Oh, good.
I was just surprised he didn't do it before then. But really clean hammer phase 2 there. So crystal number or pendant for Zero coming in here, and it is the item just $50. So TR, unfortunately, a big waste of time unless Hook ends up on Ped. Tommy takes down Victories with Silver Arrows, gets a tempered sword for his trouble.
Yeah, nice find there. So we at least know both of our runners will be on tempered swords by the end.
And chat reminding me, we did get the mushroom in there. So let's go turn in that mushroom and see what we got.
I sprinkle magic dust on the witch. Sure.
Sure, she appreciates that.
Yeah.
Tommy gonna show us Hobo for the first time. Just a piece of heart. Unfortunately, TR, not the answer. Again, unless we find Ped, unless we end up with Hook on Ped, and that's not in logic until we find the lamp.
Watch, it was here all along on Hobo.
On Hobo, yeah.
Yeah.
Just $300 though. If you got 300 rupees, why are you living under a bridge, man?
Inflation in Hyrule. Kakariko Village housing market just exploded.
Just
recently.
absolutely wild. I live in the Bay Area. I understand that. So. Yeah, inflation means that's those 300 rupees now in real terms only worth about 250.
I mean, look at the fact that the bottle vendor charges you 100 rupees.
Right? For a bottle.
Right.
King Zora costs 600 rupees now. So our runners are now kind of playing over each other's steps here, so it's gonna be a little while before we find any new information. Zero's gonna be finishing off Desert here. The question for now is, does Tommy head up and bite on Turtle Rock? Because we're honestly, you know what, we're running out of spots. We're running out of spots for this hook shot to be, and at this point, our runners are probably nice save there for Zero. At this point, our runners have to be thinking, man, is it vanilla? Is the hook shot really vanilla?
Well, that's the thing for Nick. Like, could easily go with, let me pick up purple chest. Run it down to there. Check K45, purple chest, Bombos tablet, and then hit swamp.
Yeah, this right here is a new check. Neither of our runners showed us a Gina at the beginning of the race.
I thought Tommy did.
I don't think so. Maybe he did. Anyway, it's a Pizza Heart. Who cares? Have they done Smith Chain? Zero has done most of it. Neither of them has done Purple Chest. And neither of them has been to Pyramid Fairy yet. I would imagine that Pyramid Fairy is an attractive next move for Tommy.
Yeah, I think, going a full play, even for Nick, of, Purple Chest K45...
Bombos tablet.
Yeah, into Pyramid Fairy might not be a bad little link up for him. Might even be more likely than Tommy making the play, since Tommy did Pyramid and possibly Catfish, so...
Yeah, so Tommy has been to Pyramid Ledge. Zero has not. And then Tommy has also done the Zora area checks, and Zero has not. Crystals needed for the Big Bomb were Thieves Town and Misery Mire, so both of them will have access to that here shortly. I gotta say, this Zelda and Chill album is great. Game Chops is a great label. I actually know the guy, DJ Cutman, who started it. We're from the same town. This is a great. I don't know that I could do a tiebreaker race. I could play a seed of a tiebreaker race with music this chill. I would need something much more upbeat to be in the correct mindset.
So Tommy's going to have a little bit of a lead in terms of the crystal count here for at least a short period of time.
That was a blazing fast cold stare kill, too. Tempered Sword and Fire Rod and Half Magic. I'll do that for you. Nice key dash. You love to see that. All right, where's Tommy headed next? Smith Chain here?
Yeah, it's looking that way.
Smith Chain down towards kind of what we were talking about, maybe for Zero's next play. Smith Chain down towards K45 and Swamp/Pyramid Fairy.
Possibly I was about to say maybe Graveyard Ledge first, but no, it doesn't look like that.
I think I probably would have run up there and checked Graveyard Ledge first. When else are you going to do it at this point?
Let's say I didn't think Tommy had done Smith, so no, he's going for Jeremiah first real quick.
Yeah, Zero is the only one with the book and has not been down in the swamp area. So that book could still be required. Lamp is probably just in Swamp, you know? Because
Yeah,
we've
it's
had
looking that
access.
way.
We've had access to the front of Swamp Palace for a long time at this point. Book was in the vanilla big key chest of Eastern Palace, which
I thought it was the big chest with the vanilla.
Oh no, you're right. It was locked behind the big key, the vanilla big key. Yeah. So it was in the big chest of Eastern Palace with the vanilla big key. So it is still out of logic. Zero has it. The mitts, which were our Dark World access, were also in Eastern Palace in the compass chest, and Tommy bailed on it after grabbing those mitts. But getting into the, we're at 1 hour 16 minutes in a casual boot seed, and you are still hunting for Go mode. Cannot feel good. You hope to already be there for one of these seeds, I would think.
Yeah, no. When you get down to this point, you're thinking like, I should be in Go mode, especially with some of the dungeons that we haven't touched. Like you theoretically didn't need TR. Swamp we haven't even been in yet, and you're looking at that as a Go mode. Like you feel like you should be further along.
Zero having some trouble with Dark Mire here. Gonna have to blow a blue potion. There's our shield there in Cave 45, so that's not the answer. What's going on there? That it looked like the block moved sideways there after the throw.
Yeah, surprising. Nick going for that block throw strat and just wasn't hitting it for a bit.
That's the only way I can do that consistently is the block throw.
I use the corner strat, as well as one of the ones I've seen more recently that I think is really quite slick is have you seen the hookshot strat?
No, enlighten me.
So you take your boots, you bonk down, face left, and you hookshot right to the pot.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, it's really quite a neat one. But I traditionally go with the get myself into the top left corner, and then it's like a tile down to the right is the pot.
Tommy making the big play, headed into hookless Swamp Palace, looking for the hook shot before going to Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, this is really the game possibly at this point.
I do know that hookshot was the item that Zero was looking for in his last race. If he had won that race, he would have been in, and this race wouldn't have been necessary. He was 2 items from Go mode, flippers and hookshot, and went into the desert, found the flippers on the torch. He was like, all right, hookshot can't be in here, and left. And lo and behold, it was. So seeing hookshot go again can't feel good. Just mental damage there.
Yeah.
Save and quit from Zero. First check in Swamp was not the hookshot.
Yeah, Nick is gonna head into Dark World here. The question is, what is his play?
So clearly not purple chest, right? We're just avoiding that at this point. Looks like going straight to Pyramid Fairy.
Yep.
I like this, right? Follow the most recent progression that you have, and the most recent progression that Zero has is the 5/6 crystal. So,
hey, we got a lamp.
Was it in Swamp?
Yep. The U-turn room of Swamp Palace gives us our lamp.
Pedestal now in Logic. And the green pendant.
Yeah, it took a while, but we reached that point.
It's your favorite thing, SpeedGaming chat. Get hype. Get hype for Ped now that Hookshot's just here in Pyramid Fairy. Piece of heart, 20 rupees. So no Hookshot in Pyramid Fairy. Do we get a free blue potion though? 2 more checks in Hookless Swamp Palace. And this is purple chest for Zero. Maybe Graveyard Ledge first. He hasn't looked at Bumper
Skull.
Ledge.
Maybe a skull into Pedreed?
Oh, I don't hate that. But no. Not there yet. He still hasn't found the lamp, so he doesn't know that Ped's in Logic now. Heart container in the first left side swamp chest. We have one final check here in Hookless Swamp Palace. Is it the hook shot? Is it the big key leading to a vanilla hook shot?
A vanilla big key leading to a vanilla hook shot? Never.
Never. Somebody call Fred.
We're gonna get Graveyard Ledge over on Nick's side as well.
$50 rupees. Hookless Swamp, not the answer. Pedestal intensifies.
And Tommy's gonna go with the pyramid play. And just 50 rupees on Graveyard Ledge. So what are we down to?
Have we seen Catfish?
We saw I think we saw Catfish from Tommy.
I think so. I think you're right.
So we've got
that's where Nick's headed now.
We've got one item in Skull.
We've got one item in Skull. We've got the green pendant.
And I think an item in Eastern. Because I think we only got 2 items.
We got the mitts, got the book. That was so early that I don't know.
Yeah, I thought we just got mitts and book.
We still have the Bombos tablet, which Zero has not been to yet. That book, as we mentioned, in the big chest of Eastern Palace, which is in Logic now.
Yeah, I think the only, I would say Nick has the advantage at this point. It's really a question of how much does Nick do in addition to what Tommy's done.
Right, and Zero's going to clean up the Zora area here, which is probably what brought him over here, knowing that he's got 4 extra checks here. Tommy has already shown us this area, and there's nothing here. Both of our runners can't be feeling good at this point. Coming up on 1.5 hours, still not in go mode, pedestal looming, win or go home match. Just maximum mental damage, if that's still a meme that we're talking about.
And this could be...
Oh, this is TR
yeah,
for
this
Tommy.
Like TR for Tommy, and unfortunately, this is kind of... This is that moment that you're like, okay, understand why you're doing it, but it's really gonna... It gives Nick a huge advantage at this point, having already done it.
Yep. All right, now what, Nick? Eastern for Zero. Or Hobo? Hobo.
Yeah, quick Hobo check. That's what I said earlier. I was surprised we didn't get this check before Ice Palace, even.
Yeah, Nick's got the advantage here until he goes to Hookless Swamp. Until and unless he goes to Hookless Swamp, and then all of it goes away.
Well, even then, I think it still exists. Like, for Nick to do Hookless Swamp is probably less than Tommy doing PR at this point. But this might be the Swamp Dive, or at least
I would hope that he would go to Bombo's Tablet in K45 first. Who rolled the seed? I did, as a matter of fact. All right, moment of truth here. Is that book necessary? Bombo's Tablet, using that Book of Medora, gives us $50.
And that's the thing, like, it's looking like we need to hit Eastern.
Yeah, I think that at this point, especially since you cleared TR for nothing, right? Like, maybe you lean into that at this point before going into Hookless Swamp. Skullwood still has an item. Eastern still has one or two, potentially, if you count the green pendant. Here's K45, which we saw from Tommy. It's a shield. Uh-oh. Purple chest here. Oh no. Is he checking to see if there's the Thieves Town? Okay, good.
Okay.
Just, he couldn't remember whether there was an item in there. I wholeheartedly agree with running in there real quick to check. So better to be safe than sorry in that situation, I think. It takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's going to Swamp. He's got that hammer out. This is a Swamp play from Zero. We are back at square one, folks.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't know who to say has an advantage, because realistically, Tommy's going to get the mushroom, turn that in probably first thing after TR. He heads to Eastern probably after that. And that amount of time, Nick roughly has this done as well.
Yeah.
The only thing is like, Nick has a couple of things. Like, they each have a couple of things the other one hasn't done. Like, Nick didn't do Spike Cave. Tommy's going to have the tablets.
I mean, if you get the book at that point, I'm like, if you get the book at Eastern that late, you're going to do PED before checking either tablet.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get your book, you're gonna beat Armos, and then turn in the green pendant, and then
right.
I mean, I could see Ether tablet before PED. It's roughly about the same time.
Yeah, it's roughly about the same time, but I feel like it being up the mountain is like a little bit extra. Like it feels like more time, right? It's not, but it feels like more time. And so I would imagine somebody like going and you're putting in the time that you need to do ped or to get the pendants anyway. You're like, all right, let's play to my outs here and do the one that my opponent is less likely to have done. Would be crazy if, because we were talking about Armos Knights. Both of our runners bailed on an out of logic, but a clearable green pendant Armos Knights when we found the mitts in Eastern Palace. So, like, we've been talking about that the whole time. There's that lamp for Zero. Tommy using the cape here on Laser Bridge, picking up shield number 2 and the key and a whole bunch of nothing else. Getting bodied by the lasers a little bit.
Yeah, both runners having a little bit of trouble here towards the end, or on Laser Bridge especially.
I could see the reason that they're not going back to Eastern is like, well, I skipped that in the the 25th minute or whatever it was. Like, if it's on Armos Knights, I lose.
Yeah.
Which is great, a great thought process, right? Like, play to your outs, commit to your skips, commit to your bits. It's just unfortunate when both you and your opponent did the same bit, you know. Tommy with a bit of a cleaner Trinex fight.
So far, that Temperance Sword has really shown its value.
Yep. That is too far out. Not going to get the double spin here. But does clean up phase 2 nicely as Zero gets the third chest of garbage here in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, and figure that Tommy's first play has to be Pry Mushroom here. It's the quickest thing he has available. So, like, and Nick's gonna get his last chest here right as Tommy's coming out of TR, so...
Tommy did get that mushroom, right?
I think so.
We just glossed over it. Yeah, okay. And those frustration slashes from Tommy. I can't blame him. This is a Skull Woods and a ped play, or a check from Zero.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like for Nick.
I think just commit and do Eastern first.
Yep. I agree. At this point, I think
Tommy's doing the exact same thing. All right, we have converged.
Well, the thing is that Nick's going to get the more powerful invoke out of this. Like, if it is Ped, Nick knows I just go kill Armos. And I don't care about turning in green pendant. Whereas for Tommy, he can't read it. Oh, wait. Tommy's going to check something else.
Tommy's checking Graveyard Ledge first. Which I think, this is fine, I think.
Yeah. Well, this could be a divergence for him, because, like, I'm surprised neither of them thought to do Eastern first in the Skull Woods for Ped. Like,
right.
That just feels like the stronger route. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so before Nick kills Moth, we're getting the read. And it is not Ped.
Ped is dead. Long live Ped. Could be here in Skull Woods. There are only so many places left. It could be on Mothula here. Could be on the Green Pendant or Armos Knights. I think we only found the 2 items in Eastern, so it could be on Armos or the Green Pendant, or one of those things is the shovel, which leads us there. There are not many other places where it can, I don't think there are any other places it can be.
Yeah.
From Tommy's perspective, it could be on either tablet, but...
Yeah, and as long as Nick doesn't go for something like Spike Cave at this point, like, he's got the advantage just from the standpoint of, like, he's ahead in Skull. He's got the big key already for Eastern, so, like, each step that's left
that's true.
Looks a little better.
Down goes Mothula. Nice fight by Zero. Is this the answer? No, 20 rupees. We continue on. Eastern Palace coming back to haunt us.
Yeah,
why didn't they finish Eastern the first time? It's a good question. We will have to ask them that. But the reason was they found the mitts in there, which was our Dark World access. So, and Armos Knights was out of logic at that point.
Yeah, we had said at the beginning, you know, we figured, you know, go in there. We said go in there first with intention to full clear.
Right.
And then they both did Saha first, and then we're like, okay, maybe you're gonna leave early. Nick continued and bailed after Book, and Tommy bailed right at Mitts. So we've seen some interesting decisions here. I will be curious to hear their takes.
The anti-Eastern Palace crowd, awfully quiet today. Awfully quiet.
And the worst part is we had silvers.
We had silvers!
This wasn't a dip Eastern and leave because you don't have a bow. We had everything. We were only missing fire.
And we are converging back here in Eastern Palace. Amatsu DF, this is the Zelda and Chill MSU, or Michael and Chill, something like that.
Yeah. Zelda and Chill was a league team.
Zelda and Chill, I think, is still the name of one of those albums.
Is it? Okay.
So, yeah, it's the name of the first album. I think the second one might have been called Michael and Chill. Michael is the artist, I believe.
Yeah, and that's the name I know this pack under.
Zero did beat Desert, yes.
Yeah, the tracker just unfortunately every so often decides to reject the inputs.
Nice save there on that Igor. Armos Knights has the hook shot! At 1 hour, 38 minutes flat, zeronicks is our first runner into go mode. Just finish Eastern Palace, everybody. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, you were there, and it was Green Pendant. Do it.
Always punished. Lamp was in Swamp Palace in the compass chest. Still reasonably close here. You know, it's I think it's Zero's race to lose for sure, but especially with how terrible both of our runners must feel at this point. Like nobody is playing at your best when you just last location your go mode at 140 in a casual boot seed. But yeah. Still a lot of game to play. Well, not a lot of game to play, but still plenty of things that can go wrong in this seed. GT routing Ganon's always a tough fight. Though with Silver Arrows a little less scary than it can be. Big Key was vanilla in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, so while it wasn't in logic, it was still a worthwhile thought that either one of them might have did it.
Yeah, a logically required double dip of Eastern, but that back at Eastern room is not a scary dark room as far as dark rooms go.
Yeah, considering both runners worked through Dark Mire.
Right.
And Dark Pod.
And Dark Pod, yeah.
Which are clearly two harder rooms.
Those are the two hardest, maybe two of the three hardest dark rooms in the game. Tommy getting his go mode at just over an hour 40. Yeah, I don't know, Jesse, you might know this better than I do. What are Nick's habits about the race time room?
I don't know on that one.
Yeah, because if you've got at this point, my habits are I leave it closed until I'm frustrated, and when I get frustrated, I open it. Just because at that point, if I get to the point where it's all right, if I don't win this, I'm just gonna forfeit when my opponent finishes. Then I'll open the thing, and I was like, all right, I'm done.
Right.
So if Zero's got the thing open at this point, if you're Zero and you just got your hookshot go mode as late as he did, and you realize you haven't lost yet, you gotta be feeling a little bit better about things.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm trying to think of the amount of time you cut off on this seed.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. You never do TR.
Yep. You dip swamp with all the tools,
yeah, you just full clear swamp the first time.
Yeah.
Oh hey, time to play the Ganon Tower Big Key guessing game. Chat, you can put a number in chat between 1 and 22, and if that is the location in the basement of Ganon's Tower that Zero finds the Big Key, you will win some amount of imaginary internet points. Jesse, how many imaginary internet points are at stake today?
It's my calling out your name and being eternally thankful for you playing the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's just as valuable, right?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll throw in 1,700 internet points too.
Okay.
Just out of the goodness of my heart.
Awesome. Sounds like a good starting place for ladder points almost. Just a little higher.
Oh, yeah. It's more than I've got, that's for sure.
Okay, wait. I'll take an attempt at your name because I see some names and I'm like, I will be terrible at it and I'll mess it up. Don't put it past me to mess up a name.
Yeah, the reward is exposure. We'll pay you an exposure. Cryo monoxide, if you win, it's 1,701 half. Just for you, though. Zero, please.
Oh my God.
All right, Zero headed into Ganon's Tower just as Tommy is finishing up the Argus fight.
Adventures in Argus archery, unfortunately.
Oh no, this is why I do the fire rod strat. All right, entering Ganon's Tower at 143.37. Zero turning left.
Looks like we might be seeing some form of Dark Magician here. Although I have seen one of the newer popular strats has become the Rando Rush.
This is the strat that I like. I like Rando Rush, especially if I have an invincibility item. Then I get to go and do the right side rooms, which are fun. So it wasn't 1. Now it's 300 rupees on the torch. Number 2 through 5. 2 is 20 rupees. 3 is a small key. 4 is a piece of heart. And 5 is the shovel. And we do have a Dark Magician. If we mirror out and head right.
Or at least some kind of variant of Dark Magician.
Right, yeah. Number 6, a piece of heart. Number 7, a small key. We continue on to the right. Tommy climbing in the Dark World, which is slightly slower if you've got the TR portal open, but does eliminate the possibility of Dead Rock RNG.
Yeah, Dead Rocks are...
And Zero did the same thing. So.
Yeah, like, even with, like, how long I've been playing the game, like, I hate the idea of going Light World. I will take this route anytime.
Number 8 is 10 arrows. Number 9, the map. Number 10, 20 rupees. Number 11, also 20 rupees. So, right side of bust today.
Yeah, Nick's got that mirror, so he's heading back. So not a full Dark Magician. I guess this is more of a... What do we call that? A pink?
I always thought that was the Dark Magician. I didn't realize that that whole strat had you going over all the way to Ice Armos.
Yeah, I thought Dark Magician was all the way to Armos.
I could be wrong.
I don't know. There's so many different types.
Tommy is about 2 minutes behind. 2 minutes, 10 seconds. He's going right to Hope Room. So this is going to be Hope Room left from Tommy. Because there was not... oh, there is a key over here. And he's mirroring out. Hope Room left no matter what. It was not in 12, in chest number 12 there, which was the map chest in the double firebar room. Number 13, a piece of heart.
It's in this room.
There it is.
Yep.
So that was 11,
15?
12, 13, 14, 15.
Let's see. We've got at least one person. Neustria.
No, she just said that as the finisher. Anubis Beat, I believe, is our first 15 guesser. So GG's Anubis Beat. $1,700 internet points coming at you. Check is in the mail. Yeah, we won't be seeing any more chests.
What, you're not going to search for
red mail?
No, I was going to say gold
Butter sword? Gold sword? Nah. I think we good. Oh, Neustria did hit it first. I'm sorry. I didn't scroll up high enough. GG's to Neustria. You win. Anubis Beat. I'm sorry. I'm canceling those internet points. You don't get those. My fault.
Nick needs to be a little careful here. 4 hearts isn't terrible, but can very quickly start to drain away, especially with those demos.
Is gonna that shooter getting one more hit there.
So unfortunately gonna use that powder there. Gonna throw off the cycle here for land mode 2.
Gets one of them. Yeah, so if you hesitate for in that room for instance, to powder that bunny beam. The Lanmos are already loading because this is a good game, and it can throw off the cycle if you wait in there too long. Zero making his way through the most satisfying rooms in the game. Nicely handled. Oh, this music is so chill. I forgot that we're in Ganon's Tower for a second. I'm just like, yeah, this is fine. This is good.
Yeah, no, there's no stress here. It's easy. We're not, our tournament lives aren't on the line here, right?
That's true. I've got my tiebreaker race later on Saturday, so. All right, Moldorm 2 here for zeronicks. Got Tempered Sword. This shouldn't be much of a problem. 1 slash, 1 spin. There you go. Hookshot was on Armos Knights, which they both skipped out on very early on. Yeah, too much on the line here to fluff. Fluffing's for ladder. That might have been only one.
Always hard to tell with those what counts as simultaneous.
Right. There goes down anyway. There, Agatu. Just Ganon left for zeronicks. Both these runners have to feel pretty bad, but if they're looking at the room, they know their opponent hasn't finished yet, so.
Yeah, they both are like, I have a chance?
I can't, like, this can't possibly be right. What happened?
Yeah.
Did they lose power? I fancy I would be a spicy barbacoa burrito. I don't know if he got all hits in there. Not quite. So just misses the 1-1. Into phase 3. There's one Stellar Arrow. Misses the torch glitch. Not a big deal. Should be able to get the double here. Just misses the triple. I don't think the triple's possible against the torch, but there it is. Get your GGs in chat. Moving on in the tournament is going to be zeronicks.
Yep, just has that bridge to cross, so we will get that momentarily. And
Hero will finish in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 33 seconds. Wins this tiebreaker race, will advance on to brackets in the Casual Boots tournament. Tommy is going to finish this out.
Yeah, you're that close. I don't see a reason to kind of...
Yeah, absolutely. And we get to know that we had a decision between chill music and hype Mega Man music. like this wasn't a dumb seed though, right? Like it was right there for you, and both the runners just made the worst possible decision. You know, and it wasn't even necessarily like I like to talk about this a little bit as Tommy's finishing this, right? I like to talk about decisions in this game. There are two axes on which you can grade them. One is was it a good decision or a bad decision, and was the decision right or wrong? And those two things are not the same. I don't know if they made the right decision. They definitely didn't make the right decision to leave, but I mean, was it a good decision? I guess we'll ask them.
If I was grading the decisions, like, I'd almost grade Tommy's decision higher.
Yeah.
Because Tommy made the quick call to bail. Like, he was like, I got my mitts, I've got Dark World, we're done.
Yeah.
And the other side of that is Nick stayed and then didn't commit to the stay. So, like, that would be my thought, even though it works out for Nick in the end here. So...
yeah. Tommy finishes with a final racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 10 seconds. Get your GGs in chat for Tommy. Hopefully we will get both of these two into the booth for an interview here shortly.
Yeah, I see both of them in the waiting room, so we'll have them here momentarily.
Great race.
Agreed.
And we are joined by our racers, zeronicks and Tommy. GG's to both of you, and congratulations, Zero. How much mental damage are either of you dealing with right now?
Every time I died, it multiplied by like 1,000, starting with that escape death, and I just never relaxed for the entire seed. So yeah, it was bad. I'm gonna death
same
counter.
for me as I died in the Thieves Town attic.
That was a tough. Yeah, you both had pretty costly deaths there to the ball and chain guard and to the Thieves Town attic. Tough beat. I have to. The story of the seed is Eastern Palace. I have to think about it. I remember Zero when you got the mitts out of the compass S, you hesitated. You had your menu up. You thought about leaving. You continued on. And then, did you have that same hesitation after finding the book?
I think a lot of that was after my last seed, where I found flippers in desert, and I was like, there's no way there's something else here, and I dipped. So I found mitts, and I was like, I didn't find big key, so like, that's the rule, find big key, and then go, I'm like, I'll just check one more thing, and then I was like, oh, maybe that'll save me, and it was nothing.
Yeah, that book, we were kind of waiting for it to pay out and just kept not happening.
Yeah, that was something I thought when I found the book in the end. I thought, okay, the hookshot must be on the book checks, and then the hookshot was on armor, so...
Yeah, it's tough, and the whole seed ended up revolving around that decision. It just comes down to it. And Zero, you were talking about how your last seed revolved around that one decision, right? There cannot be two pieces of progression in this pendant dungeon,
and both were hookshot.
And both were hookshot, yeah. So just a rough one. How do you deal with the frustration, the tilt, right, of potentially of taking a pretty costly death, for instance, right? How, are you talking to yourself? Are you trying to calm yourself down? Do you try to lean into it? Like, what's your approach there?
I didn't try to think much about it. I just thought, okay, that's what happened. Go in again and do it better the next time.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I think I had one head desk, but other than that, just kind of like, okay, well, I can either continue playing bad or I can just shake it off and do better.
I mean, in such an important match, you have to think about your opponent will do mistakes too, so don't deal with mistakes you're doing.
Zero, with that death coming so early to ball and chain guard, and screw that guy. By the way, as an NMG runner, screw that guy. As a bad NMG runner, do you make skips at that point? Or are you thinking, all right, now I've got a minute and a half to make up somewhere, right? Obviously, in a seed like this, you end up clearing everything anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But as you go into, did that play into your decision to not go into CAC right away, or were you committed to that play regardless?
No, that was if I get bombs in casual boots, I'll just do that early, hoping to get bottle or flute going to Kakariko. So it was. I try not to let early game mess with me too much. Like, I kind of was able to shrug that one off and just head South Shore and just have my normal disappointment from nothing being there.
With the bottle and the flute in Kakariko this time.
Yeah, CAC skip. High risk, high reward on that bottle and that flute for sure. Well, I gotta say, it was this one was a lot more fun to watch than I'm sure it was to play. So you guys take a watch back on this one. Zeronicks, congratulations for making it to brackets.
Thank you.
In the casual boots tournament. Tommy, unfortunately, your tournament ends here today. How have you? Can you sum up your tournament experience for us?
I enjoyed it a lot. I'm quite happy to have 3 wins on my in my books. I think we put up a good fight in this last tiebreaker, so I'm quite happy with my performance.
Yeah, I think you should be. 3 wins against a field as talented as this one, and a group as talented as this one for sure, is no joke. So GG's to you, and congratulations on your play, and Zero, congratulations for moving on.
Thank you. GG, Tommy. It was a lot of fun playing you.
Yeah, GG's. And good luck for the brackets.
Thank you. I'm hoping it can only go up from here.
Jesse, do you have any questions for these guys?
No, I think everything got covered in this
right.
great, Kaz Boots race. Great seed.
Absolutely, classic. The only thing that we didn't have was Aga. We had Ped, we had some Ped Mystique, the possibility of that. We had some decisions going by the wayside. We had a hookless swap dip. We had everything. So this was a lot of fun. So if you are not done with Randomizer for today, do I have a treat for you? There's plenty more Link to the Past Randomizer today, and there is no logic involved in any of it. We got a lot of matches in this year, in the first ever, I believe, no logic Link to the Past Randomizer tournament. So if you like glitches, if you like people breaking this game into multiple small little pieces, then stick around here on this channel. We've got No Logic coming up here at 8 p.m. Eastern, so just 20-25 minutes from now. There's a race over on SpeedGaming 4 going on right now as well. So check out that and go to SpeedGaming, speedgaming.org/schedule for the entire day's schedule. And to keep track of the Boots tournament, you can check out the link that I just put in chat here to see the bracket on challenge, and join the Discord if you want to see more casual Boots tournament. Jesse, a pleasure as always to do commentary with you.
Yeah.
And
had a good time
thank you
today.
And thank you to Professor Renderer for pushing the buttons behind the scenes. Thank you to Zero and Tommy for a very fun race, at least from our perspective. And for all of us here at Speed Gaming, my name is Tyler Salt. Thank you for watching. We hope you have the rest of the day. Go enjoy some No Logic runs. I know I will. GG's, everybody, and have a good night.